Hi everyone, John Thistle from Newcastle Hearing. A lot of people who wear hearing aids have difficulty communicating on the telephone. Now, Bluetooth technology is doing a lot to be able to fix and correct these issues. However, what happens if you're wearing hearing aids that are maybe a little bit older, or you're using phone technology that's a little bit older and it does not utilize Bluetooth technology? Well, for starters, most people who are wearing hearing aids now are wearing hearing aids that sit, like mine, up on top of the ear and not in the ear. So most people who go to talk on the phone hold the phone to their ear. Makes sense, right? Except when you're wearing a hearing aid that sits on top of your ear, you're getting your amplification, your hearing, from on top of your ear. So simply holding the earpiece to your ear doesn't work. Now, conversely, the majority of people wearing hearing aids have reasonable, or specifically hearing aids sit on top of the ear, they have reasonable low frequency hearing. So they're actually getting sound from two places. They're getting high frequency sound from their hearing aid and low frequency sound through the residual hearing in the ear. So I find that there's a sweet spot in there that's somewhere in the middle, typically a little closer to the hearing aid, maybe about 3/4 of the way up. So not all the way up to the microphone of the hearing aid, just down a touch from there. And there really is a sweet spot. And so what I recommend when you get new hearing aids or you're struggling and you're having difficulty with your existing ones, what you can do is you can call up a good friend or a family member and ask them to read a book, read the newspaper, read something aloud, or if they're a bit of a talker, they just have them do their thing. And you want to find the sweet spot and then bring the phone down, reposition it maybe in your hand a little bit, and then find that sweet spot again. And it is there. You want to just figure that out and then keep practicing doing that so that you can do that more easily. So you're not answering the telephone and saying, hold on a second, and trying to fumble around to find that sweet spot. You already know where it is. Now, another issue that people can have on the phone is a problem with feedback. So feedback is occurring when you're on the phone, when you have sound coming out from the hearing aid that is bouncing off of the earpiece and going back into the microphone of the hearing aid. It's amplified and it's a feedback loop. So when you hold the phone to your ear, that's a perfect surface for the sound to reflect and echo off of to create that feedback. So a great way to get around that is to simply twist the phone receiver a little bit so it's not tight against the ear, as you can see. Now, being very careful to not remove the earpiece from the mouth, because if you do this, the person on the other end of the phone is just going to get a little bit annoyed because they can't hear you anymore. So you want to keep the earpiece the mouthpiece nice and tight against your face and twist or roll your wrist. And those are two great tips for being able to understand better and reduce or eliminate feedback you may be experiencing. Now, Bluetooth technology's incorporation between the phones and the hearing aids is a great solution. That's what I rely on myself. I find even using those tips, I just hear much better. What Bluetooth technology allows for is the sound of the speaker on the phone to travel through both hearing aids if you're wearing two hearing aids, and that sound is then configured through the hearing aid. So it's configured for your hearing loss. It's exactly what you need for your hearing loss. You don't have to hold something to your head. You don't have to find a sweet spot. You don't have to twist it. There's no feedback risk. It is a great solution. Typically, we're using that with cell phone technologies. There are some Android options, but also works very well with iOS or Apple devices. There are also Bluetooth landline phones available, and so that is an option as well if you don't have a smartphone or you just like the traditional landline home phone. And so Bluetooth is a great option. Of course, if you have any questions about any of this or anything else, give me a call at 905-446-4327 or feel free to visit our website at www.newcastlehearing.ca. Thank you so much for watching today.